Hi everybody. So in this video, we're going to look at finding the equation of a straight line graph. So we'll work through a couple of examples and then we'll try some exam style questions. And if you want to work along with me, you can download a copy of this PDF from my website. I'll leave a link below. So in our first example, we're told that the diagram shows a graph of a straight line AB, this purple line here, and we've been asked to find the equation of this line, given our answer in the form of y equals mx plus c. So in this m, this represents the gradient, and this defines how steep a line is. And this c is the intercept, and this defines where the line passes through the y-axis, so the value of y when x equals 0. If we can find the gradient and the intercept of a line, then we have the equation of that line. So I showed you in a previous video that the gradient of a line is found by the change in y between 2 points divided by the change in x. I'll leave a link to that video below. So to find the gradient, we need to pick 2 points. We'll pick this point here and this point here. The change in y will be from the 7 to the 3. So this will be 7 take away 3. This will have a change of 4. And the change in x, we'll use the same 2 points. And you can see that we've got the 3 and then 1. So the change in x will be 3 take away 1, which is 2. So our gradient will be the 4 divided by 2. This will be 2. So we know the equation of a line will be y equals 2x plus an intercept, c. And we can find c by identifying where the line passes through the y-axis. And this is when y equals 1. So the equation of this line is y equals 2x plus 1. Okay? Let's try another example. Okay, so for our second example, we're told that a line is shown on the grid, this line, purple line here. We've been asked to work out the equation of a line. Again, we're going to use the form y equals m, the gradient, multiplied by x, plus c, the intercept. So do you want to try and find the gradient yourself? Pick 2 points on the line and find the change in y divided by the change in x. Okay, so the 2 points I'm going to pick are this point, 0, 3, and this point, 2, negative 1. Now we can see that as we go across positively in the x direction, we're going down in the y direction. So the gradient will be the change in y, and because we're going down, this will be the 3 or negative the 3 minus the negative 1. So the difference between 3 and negative 1. So the change in y will be negative 4. The change in x from 0 to 2, the change in x will be 2 take away 0. This will give us a gradient of negative 2. What this tells us is that every time we move across by 1 in the x, we move down by 2 in the y. And then we've got y equals negative 2x plus the intercept. And you can see the line passes through the y-axis at y equals 3. So y will equal negative 2x plus 3. Okay? Let's try another question. So in this question, we're given another line on the grid. We've been asked to work out its equation. So do you want to try this question yourself, leaving your answer in the form y equals mx plus c? You can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so how did you get on with that? If we pick 2 points, we'll pick this point and this point. We'll find a gradient as the change in y divided by the change in x. The change in y will be the 5, take away the 2. The change in x will be the 4, take away the 2. So we'll have a gradient of 3 divided by 2, and this will be our gradient here. And to work out the intercept, you can see it passes through the y-axis at y equals negative 1. So the equation will be y equals 3 over 2 multiplied by x minus 1. Okay? Let's try another question. So now we're told that a line passes through the points 0, 5 and 2, 13. We've been asked to work out the equation in the standard form. So again, do you want to try this question yourself? Okay, so we know this point is the intercept, and we're told this is 0, 5. So we'll have 5 and 0. So our gradient will be the change in y divided by the change in x. The change in y now is between the 13 to the 5. So this will be 8 divided by the change in x, which is from the 2 to the 0. So this will be 2. So we'll have a gradient of 4. And then the intercept is where the line passes through the y-axis, which we're told is at 5. So the equation, y equals 4x plus 5. And we can check this works. We've been given a value of x and a value of y here. We can substitute them in. So 13 will equal 4 lots of 2 plus 5. And you can see that 8 plus 5 does make the 13. Okay, let's try another question. So now we've been asked to find the equation of a line that passes between 2 points. The first and the second point are given. We've been asked to give our equation in the form of ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are all integers. So integers mean that they are whole numbers. So perhaps you want to try this question yourself? Okay, I'm going to draw a quick sketch. So we've got our grid. We know the first point, -3 and 5, will be around here somewhere. I'll label this point A. And then the second point will be at 1 and +2. So in this half and 2 up. I'll label this point B. And then we want to find the equation of a line that is passing through A to B. And I should probably label my y and my x-axis. So the gradient will be the change in y divided by the change in x. And as we go from the 5 to the 2, the change of y is -3, which you can tell because it's going downwards. And the change in x is between -3 to 1, so this is 4. And then the intercept is where it passes through the y-axis, and we haven't been given this point, so I'll label this point C. So we know the equation will be -3x over 4 plus the intercept. Now we can work out the intercept using a coordinate with the x and the y values. So if we use point B, where x equals 1 and y equals 2, we can substitute each of these into this equation. So 2 will be -3 over 4 times x, which is 1, plus c. So then we can move the -3 over 4 to the left-hand side, and we'll get c as 2.75, or 11 over 4. So if we substitute this back into our equation here, we'll get y is -3x over 4 plus the 11 over 4. If we go back to our question, it wanted the values of a, b, and c as integers, so as whole numbers. So if we multiply everything by 4, this will cancel out this division. So these will go, and these will go. So we'll have 4y will equal -3x plus 11. And then you can see it wanted the x's and the y's on the same side. So we'll move these -3x's to the left-hand side, and we'll get 3x plus 4y will equal 11. So a will equal 3, b will equal 4, and c will equal 11. Okay? Let's try one final question. Okay, so finally, we're told that A is the point with the coordinates -5 and 12. and B is the point with coordinates 19 and negative 48. We've been asked to find an equation of a straight line that passes through the points A to B. So if you want to try this question yourself, you can pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so welcome back if you had a go. So I've drawn a quick sketch of points A and B on a grid. We know the equation of a line, y equals mx plus c. So if we begin with the gradient, change in y divided by the change in x. The change in y will be from the 12 to the negative 48. So this will be 60. But you can see it's going down as x increases. So this will be negative 60. Divided by the change in x from negative 5 to 19. So this will be 24. And we can simplify this fraction. We'll divide both by 6. And we get negative 10 over 4. We can simplify this again, divide both by 2. And we get negative 5 over 2. So this will be the gradient. So y will equal negative 5x over 2 plus an intercept. And to work out c, we can substitute in either of these coordinates. I'm going to choose this one. So x will equal negative 5 and y will equal 12. So 12 will equal negative 5 multiplied by negative 5 over 2 plus c. I'm going to cancel out this 2 by multiplying everything by 2. The these will cancel. So we'll get the 24 will equal positive 25 plus the 2c. We'll take away the 25 from both sides. So we get negative 1 will equal 2c. So c will equal negative 1/2. Then we can substitute this value of c back into the equation of a line. So we'll get y will equal negative 5x over 2 minus 1/2. Now, if we wanted to, we could change the form of this equation. We could multiply everything by 2. So we get 2y will equal negative 5x minus 1. And then 5x plus 2y will equal negative 1. Okay? Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found that useful. If you did find that helpful, please like and subscribe. And you can download the full lesson and the PDF that accompanies this video from my website, mrmathematics.com. I'll leave a link below.